All right, so we've got it so that we can pinch and make this animal bigger. I do want to point out over here that in our test device, our fake device or simulator, right, we go in here and we kind of move the camera around, but we can also go into simulate touch. And so that gives us our thing. Now, right now we can't do anything. We have to hold down Option to enable the second finger. And so you see I can test my pinching and zooming right here. Now, I want to show you, right, there's a couple ways then we want to spin this animal around. There's a couple gestures that we could use. The technical one for, rotation is actually this, right? Kind of like rotating two fingers around. Except for the problem with that, I think, just mentally, is that if I was to rotate that way, I expect the model to kind of rotate like kind of around this way. But we're actually rotating it kind of in space this way. So I think a more natural thing would just be to swipe left or right to do this. But I'm going to show you both ways because maybe you'll find this useful. So back in the patch editor, I'm just going to move over here. This is an infinite canvas. Doesn't really matter where you put things. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to look for rotation. So screen rotate, that's the one we want. It would also have been in things here. And we have this gesture state and rotation. So this rotation, again, we should always kind of be aware of the info. Screen rotation is going to set the rotation value of a, rotation of the screen in degrees. So that's one number that's coming out there, right? So what does that mean? We're gonna have to pack it again, right? So before we pack it, we need to do something for this number. We actually need to add a multiply. Why? Don't ask me. I couldn't understand why I needed to add this, but I want to go ahead and get this rotation and put it in first and multiply it by 1. Doesn't seem useful, but I couldn't get it to work otherwise. So then I'm going to go ahead and put a pack in. And I'm going to take this number and I want it to, we're going to rotate around the y-axis, right? The y-axis is the axis here, and so we want to rotate around that. And lastly, right, we need to get our interactions, take our rotation, put it here, whoops, right, so I have some room here, and it's going to output it over here, right, and so it's only going to be taking that y number and putting that y number here. And so now, when I do my rotate without trying to scale, right, it'll spin it around. But right, that seems really weird that I'm spinning it around this way. So I don't like that at all. So you could just remove this. I'm just going to leave it there for now. Actually, no, I will. I'll take out all of this stuff, right? Gone. And just leave this interactions here. And so now instead of what I want to do is use a, what's it called? Pan, right? Screen pan, right? And so that's when I move my finger across left or right or up and down, right? We can get it. It's going to have a 2D offset just like the other one. Whoops, I forgot to hit enter. Let me just hit pan. There we go. Add it. Double clicked on it. And so with this one, we're getting this two-dimensional number that's coming out. And so I'm going to go ahead and put in this time an unpack. Okay? So this number's giving me two numbers. So I'm going to unpack it to just two numbers, x and y. And here's my offset. And so we've unpacked it there. I've got two numbers coming out, an x and a y. Now I only want it to be on the x-axis. I only want to be able to go left or right. So I'm going to have to take that and turn this once again. Now we just unpacked it. We got to repack it, right? Oops. Pack it into a 3-number vector. And so x comes into our y, right? Because the y is the one where we're going to apply that number. This comes out to our rotate. So now I can just simply, rotate this. I think this is a lot more natural for rotating around the y-axis. This is just simply go left and right. So you can go ahead and do that and try it out on your device.